selling digital products, selling courses, subscriptions online off the back of your main site. Every year I get this question. Now I seem to be getting this question almost every week. This is where a business owner wants to sidestep into coaching, into courses, or it's simple as a Japanese school that wants to move a little bit in the online space. I've been in the space, not the Japanese space, but the education space for over 10 years. So we've worked our fair share with tutors, maths tutors, English tutors, etc., even music lessons. And this question always comes up, and how do we set up an LMS, which is essentially an online learning module. I don't know if that's what it stands for, but how do we go ahead and build something like that? Now, worst thing to do is to jump into the deep end and start custom coding things, because there's going to be plenty of app builders and developers that will sell you the bells and whistles on your wishes. They'll go through a very thorough PID, project initiation document. I wouldn't do any of that. Just from all of our experience that we've had engaging these mobs, and not to say that they're anything bad, but a lot of the time we haven't even got through the proof of concept, right? We're not even sure if this is going to be a product that's going to be sold, or it's just going to be an added free benefit to what we currently do. It might be that it's just for your current students that you have, for it to be an additional benefit to something like this. So from topics like educating legal students and kind of like workshops to teach how to become a lawyer, to the Japanese school, to whichever industry I look after, this question keeps arising. So the way I would set this up is, oh, we've got a dog approaching. This is going to be not pretty. Hang on one sec. First, check out the pre-built LMSs out there, the Teachables, the Kajabis. There are a whole bunch of them. Especially there might be some in your industry, specific to music, specific to education, specific to whatever you might be. So there might be industry specific ones. Every year there seems to be new ones coming out. And so that means that you're just a plugin away or a subdomain away from not letting this affect your website. Because the questions are always, how do we build this out off the back of our current setup? And you don't want to accidentally wipe your SEO, damage your SEO. I had this scenario just last week where my suggestion was, let's build you a subdomain, which is maybe learn.your website or onlinecourse.your website, in any way affecting what you've already got and ranked. And the client went and actually duplicated the whole website because it was convenient for them. And before we knew it, a copy of the, there's just another doggy coming up, a copy of the homepage was being indexed. And that's just not good for the SEO of the site. So the moral of the story is, if you want to move into selling online products or online learnings, not just products themselves, try and, instead of customizing this whiz-bang solution, see if you can customize your services to one of the $20 or $30 a month subscriptions for an LMS that will do everything from hosting to payments to certificates on completion. And a lot of the time, either those buttons can be added to your website or a subdomain set up. So it looks like it's your site, but it's like WordPress or like Wix. Do that first. See if this thing has legs. Because if you go and build a custom solution, you are not only going to be forever tied to that developer, because it's a lot of the time it's custom code. And what's funny is it's a lot of the time it's not custom code, it's just they've chosen a builder with blocks and it's like a modular setup. And there's another dog approaching, here we go. Putting straight into a custom solution means you are at the disposal of the code or the tool stack of that developer. You're moving into a rental agreement where if you stop paying, you stop using. That's how a lot of these providers work. The ownership of the code might not be yours. The ownership of the data might not be yours. So these are the kind of questions that you want to be asking. And I've just seen these scenarios play out when I've been contacted, when it's already built out and a little bit late. Is she actually sleeping? Is that comfortable for you? Is she asleep? She's asleep. So usually I get contacted when it's already built out, somewhat functioning, and they want to make edits, but they've already had a bit of a disagreement, and a lot of the time it's because these figures just get sent out of, okay, now you want this is going to cost you an additional this. A lot of the time, in their defense, they really don't know what the final product's going to look like, the developers themselves. What is it? It just begins to creep up, and then all of a sudden the business owner wants this and wants this, but that means we need to go back to what we built and rebuild it. And developers, a lot of the time, don't have the words or want the friction to say, hey, actually, let me challenge you on this. This won't work because of this. So for that reason, if you're starting out and looking to venture out into online courses, just start off by using one of the pre-built solutions. Brainstorm exactly the functionality that you want. Throw it into your Geminis or ChatGPTs, and they will spit out your more common Kajabis or Teachables. Go ahead and set those up. Take out a trial. A lot of them are free for 30 days, right? Make sure it has the functionality you want, exactly how you see this working, before you go ahead and fork out for custom solutions. That is what I would do, and that's what I recommend to all of my clients.